Oh, hey. Arena. I missed my Stargate.
The arena, of course.
I missed Stargate too. Stargate was good. It got too long, though.
I would like to see more of Stargate at some point.
Go back and rewatch it. The problem is, like, after a certain point, I just lost interest in Stargate. That's not our horse.
Thank goodness. It's gross looking. That looks like it could be a death horse, given the fact that it has its ribs exposed and... Yeah.
I mean, that could actually be the horse, now that I'm thinking about it.
I just wouldn't expect War's horse to look like it's dead.
No. Oh, that's not the block button. I'm a dumbass. I want to test something. I might take some damage from this.
Horses look weird without hair on their tails.
Huh.
Tails are interesting.
Huh.
I sometimes wonder
Does this work?
what it would be like if humans never lost their tails from like the whole
Monkey?
like that kind of standpoint.
Well, one of the only reasons why
Some people are born with more tail though. It's a little bit weird. But it's very rare.
Yeah, but part of the reason why humanity as like a race developed, not as a society, was because we couldn't stay up in the trees as much. So
Sitting is probably valuable.
well, no, it's we
Balance,
had to
no need for
we had to
balance.
develop tools and other things, and shelter, and things that like normally monkeys don't have to worry about because they just live up in trees, kind of where their food supply is and stuff. We had to protect ourselves. We had to make tools. We had to make shelter, fire.
Well, I'm talking about like from a ground ape perspective. They sit a lot.
Yeah.
Do you ever see nature documentaries where it's just a bunch of gorillas or chimpanzees grooming one another and they're just sitting? Like I would think having a tail would actually hinder your ability to sit. Be terrible. Imagine if you shifted one way or the other on your hips and ouch, you nearly break the connection between your spine and your tail.
Nope. Kill the horse.
Yep.
I chopped off some horse legs. That's a tough rider.
His death will bring us glory.
Now we have multiple horse riders. They were tough suckers.
People were bringing up how dogs sit with tails. Well, dogs, they have a weird shape to their butt. Like, there just seems to be a flatness that they can sit on, and their tails can bend back just fine. But I don't know. The way that we sit in chairs, like, look at the way Wander is sitting right now. I know that you guys can't see what Wander is sitting like, but you're
ultra casual.
You're ultra casual. Your hips have gone so far forward, and your back is. You're just leaning back way too far. If you had a tail, it would be completely like bent and crushed under your back at this point.
Yep. Kind of depends a little bit, though. How much HP do you have? Ow.
Ooh, ouch. Do you need demon mode? Yeah.
Possibly. These horse riders just have a lot of HP.
Well, it took 3 swipes for that one.
And now
Too bad you didn't have demon mode.
It's fine.
Oh no, this
it's
looks bad.
fine.
The horse is gonna have to save. Wait, never mind. The horse isn't gonna save you here. Or wait, no, they're fighting each other.
What?
Awesome. It's a free for all.
I am a little bit confused about this.
I mean, this is like what you would see in some of those reenactments of old Roman arena matches.
No, it's true.
Sometimes they would just unleash a bunch of champions and animals into an arena and just fight to the last. Oh, that's so.
Yeah, I do
so
have a health
cruel.
chest that I can use, but I generally want to put it off as long as possible. I really wish regular enemies would actually drop the occasional bit of health.
If you think about it, I mean, it's obvious why gladiatorial fights are just non-existent in this day and age. To do that much damage and actually commit murder in an arena, and duels even. When were duels outlawed in the United States?
Dunno.
I think they were outlawed in I think at the latest, probably the early 1900s. People were still having formal shootouts and duels for a while. But I think it fell out of favor in the late 1800s because it was seen as a, gross loss of life. Also, wasn't it a thing for the gentry? Because other people that had conflicts would just probably fight it out in a tavern brawl.
Ow.
But I don't know. It was one of those things where for those gentlemen's duels, it was a, by agreeing to the duel, you're essentially giving the opponent permission to kill you without consequence if you don't kill them first, or yeah. But in any case, it's probably why things like boxing and wrestling are still popular today. Versus
What do you
sports.
call a demon with no arms?
What?
No arm deer.
Oh, Wander.
What do you call a demon with no eyes and no arms? Still no idea. No. It's bad delivery on that one. This is where the horse shows up. There she is.
Ah.
We probably still have to fight this guy, though.
Nope. Most definitely. That looks like War's horse. That looks like a war horse.
And if it's not War's horse, it'll be War's horse.
You disappoint me, Horseman. You look quite small from up here.
You can look me in the eye when I kill you.
Let's see how you fare, Horseman. With only 2 legs to carry you.
I like that line. How will you fare with only 2 legs to carry you? Because obviously he's being carried on 4.
Ow.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. People in chat are bringing up the fact that when when duels started to involve, revolver, as in Wild West style, usually both combatants died in the quick draw.
That was fast.
Whoa, that was too fast.
Demon mode does a lot of damage, apparently.
Oh, really? War's being charitable here and giving him his sword? I mean, I suppose it wouldn't be a fair fight without it. War has some sensibilities.
Ow. He one-shot me. I was kind of low on health to begin with. I was overestimating. Alright, how far back do we...
It's gonna start the cutscene all over again, isn't it?
No, we're good. Oh, hey, I even have more health now.
Yep.
Yes! The only problem is... Huh. Did he get toasted? Kind of looks like he got toasted there. Yeah, so we don't have,
He can't kill us all!
Okay, there we go. So we're good until that. Then we get in for a stab. Nope.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoop.
Ah! Projectiles.
Dodge.
Charge.
Nope. Dodge stab. Pull back.
Oh, more projectiles.
Dodge. There we go. Nope. There we go.
Ah.
Yeah, he actually didn't have that much health. Honestly. But no, this is War just being a cocky dick, and I love it.
I give you a warrior's death. I will savor this victory.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Savor this victory.
So you will you?
Whoa, everything became blurry. What happened?
I don't know.
Did he stun you or throw sand in your eyes? What happened?
That was the sand in your eyes move, maybe?
Just a little disorienting.
I'm not sure.
You are a leaf in the wind.
There we go.
I will savor this victory. Leave nothing of him.
Oh, I can't shoot him. Oh, there we go. I shoulder charged him to death. That's a new one.
He likes cutting people with the kneecaps. War's like, now you have no legs to stand on. Her.
Ow, 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 multi-ow. Goddamn horse. What the fuck, horse?
Oh, you have to mount.
no.
You have to tame it.
No.
Oh, good.
That was a new one.
Like, I think you're supposed to climb on its back and then
No, I'm supposed to
tame
injure it
it
first.
Oh, really?
What do you think you're doing? That thing's lost its mind. Kill it! Enough, I said. Finish it!
Ruin. I won't fight you.
You fool! I order you to break that knife.
And if I refuse, you'll kill me. I'll take my chances.
That is one beefy horse. Look at its head.
Are you not entertained?
I like that line.
Of course. But they have to fit in a reference somewhere. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we have now unlocked...
Ruin! Ruin. Hey, I wanted to read the Lord for that.
Oh, sorry, it's just you can do this to fight. I'm feeling some Dynasty Warriors business on this. I think we have like a stomp. We got some other things I can do. We have some abilities. I don't remember what they are, and I don't know how to access them.
So, War's
My
horse
horse maneuver. Oh,
has
right.
runes on it, and it's covered in fire, which makes sense. War is kind of like Wrath, which is often depicted with fire. And then Death, obviously, the skeletal, partially decaying horse. But what do you think Fury and Strife's horses will look like?
Well, Fury's is just going to be a giant hair thing.
What?
Have you seen her hair?
I've
It's
seen her
fabulous.
hair, but...
If she doesn't have a fabulous horse, I'm going to be
Your little
disappointed.
reunion brings a tear to my eye. Where can we go? That filthy beast might be your only hope of finding the Stygian.
Now, personally, my hope is Strife's is just a hobby horse, and he just runs really fast. That's my base hope.
because if you think about it, what other horses can they really create?
Is that another health?
I mean,
Yeah,
none
that's
of them
another
are
health there.
necessarily ice themed. I mean, they could have some kind of shadow themed horse, but all of them have echoes of shadow about them.
Watch Strife just have a motorcycle just to throw it all off.
I was actually thinking that. I was thinking that he looks like Beelzemon.
Yeah, I can see that.
He actually he acts like Beelzebub. Well, I mean, he has the spiky hair in the back, the front-facing mask.
I actually don't know
the
what
double
Strife
guns.
looks like. He also, his design might change.
His design might change, but his original design's awesome looking.
Because I know Fury's design has changed considerably.
No, her new design is actually very
Looks
similar
really
to
nice.
the original design.
Oh, that they had like some kind of
they
prototype
had
design.
art of it a long time ago. Maybe I'll look it up for you.
Like, I would love to see like a motorcycle with kind of like a horse motif thrown on. But that might just be a little bit too much.
Or you could have a
on the
mechanical
nose.
horse.
Yeah, a mechanical horse would be cool.
Now the problem is the original concept art that I had found years ago might be replaced with all of the new art that they have now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we should see if the if we can buy the Darksiders 1 art book.
For some reason,
Hey Shell, can you look up how much the Darksiders 1 art book is?
sure. Oh yeah. This is what Strife looks like from the original concepts.
I remember that.
But he really does look like a dual-wielding pistol, masked, spiky-haired in the back. He just looks like he...
Belongs on an anime.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's how we get up there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the original artwork for Fury has been recolored by people so many times.
Well, Shell, look up the concept art book for Darksiders 1. Like, I wouldn't mind actually buying it at this point.
Oh, here's some of them. Yeah, look at... This is stuff from the first one that's Death, Fury, and Strife.
Yeah.
So I think she looks similar. She's always had that hair thrown back, metal along the sides. Strife just looks cool. He definitely has that hair in the back that you like, the spikes from behind a mask. Oh, so now you're fighting the Stygian.
I can figure out how to harm it.
Now, for some reason, Stygian brings up the phrase the Stygian well. Where is that from? Is the Stygian a river or a water
Did you see that?
source from
There was
mythology?
something glowing in its mouth right before it turned you into kibble.
Kibble.
Yeah, so I gotta shoot it in the mouth.
Yeah, relating to the Styx River.
Oh, maybe the Stygian well is where it flows from?
Something like that.
That's how this works. I remember. I remember this now.
I mean, it makes sense to... Whoa! To name a worm after a river, given it's long and thin.
Shoot you in your glowy, gross bits. Oops.
Ouch.
The horse wheeled in like a weird, wrong way. Unfortunately, I don't have perfect control because it's almost... What the...
I always thought that...
exited the world.
Yep. Yeah, I always thought the horse had a wider arcade. Oh, okay. Stab it.
If I can't... Oh. Maybe not?
B.
I gotta be on the horse for this one.
Oh, you have to sort of joust it? Or... Never mind. He uses his
Horse
flaming
is an
teleportation
explosive.
ability. Ah!
We in the industry call this bifurcation. Excessive bifurcation.
But it didn't actually split in two.
We split something in two.
Oh. Now, isn't the funny thing...
Oh, well.
Well done. But that was only practice for the Stygian, the biggest and meanest of them all.
Oh, the actual Stygian is actually caught in that weird contraption. This
Yeah,
was
so we're
just
gonna
a
have to
mini
free that.
worm in
Yep.
comparison. Ooh.
We still got some doors to open up. I'm not entirely... I don't remember exploring this area that well. Like, I remember the fighting bits, but anytime I'm on the horse, I don't even remember. Fight is straight out of SOTC. What's that acronym for? One of the Castlevania games? Let's see, do we... I guess we go back through here. Oh, no horse here.
Oh,
Not
people
fancy
talking
enough
about
for it.
horse colors and stuff. This is another story from my past, I suppose. So, my family used to like shopping at malls. It's interesting because I wonder how our culture has changed today. It seems like with the advent of internet shopping, people don't really go out on dedicated shopping trips anymore with the
Malls
family.
are more of a social experience to some degree.
Yeah, where you go with a bunch of people, explore many different shops, go to the food court. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't really see people doing mall trips anymore, but
Well, we don't go out, period.
well, yeah, we don't go out period now, but for my family it would be not a weekly occurrence, but you know, maybe once or twice a month. And one thing that I always enjoyed as a child was they had a carousel. A lot of malls have, you know, full carousels, usually by the food court. And I don't recall ours costing any money. I think you just...
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, yeah.
You just got in line and were able to ride it. So, I especially liked this carousel. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I loved carousels in general. Actually, where I'm from, we have some of the oldest carousels in the nation. Granted, those carousels are the ones that are actually in those special carousel houses in parks. But this carousel was, you know, one built for a mall. So not quite as fancy. Like the one that I was referring to earlier, it had the specifically carved horses by that one very famous carousel crafter, and you know, the glassy eyes, and it was a carousel that had a variety of animals.
So alive.
Pigs, goats, deer, tigers. And granted, there were more horses than other animals, but it was unique. And so the one at the mall, it was just a basic carousel with horses, not as finely crafted. But one thing that I noticed about the carousel was all of the horses were white, with the exception of a chestnut horse and an ebony sort of like midnight black horse. And maybe it was because of not Sleeping Beauty, the like sort of the Black Stallion. Was that the movie that I'm thinking of?
Maybe.
Or Black Beauty. Yeah, that's it, Black Beauty. But I always thought that black horses were very pretty. So, and because if you guys don't know me already, I like being the unique one, I suppose. So, whenever I was a child and got in line to ride the carousel, I would always make sure that I was the first person to get to the black horse so that I could ride it. I never rode the chestnut horse because the chestnut horse was on the upper level. This was a carousel that had 2 levels to it, and it was also one of the immobile horses. So the immobile horses, they're not really that fun to ride because they don't ascend and descend as the carousel is spinning around. Is you just sort of sit there, and that's not fun. Man, people in your chat are taking this the wrong way. And now that I'm describing why a horse that moves up and down on a carousel is better than a stagnant one, it's getting weird. Okay, well, in any case, I would always ensure that I got this unique horse. And if some other kid got it before I could, I would refuse to ride for that round of the carousel. I would go back in line and wait.
What the? Why is the big guy up there? Oh, is he throwing things at me? Yeah, he was gonna throw boxes at me. That's what's going on. I was confused about that for a second. There we go. Let's see. Still more? Oh.
Do you know what's funny? When I was little, you know how carousels can also be called merry-go-rounds?
You called them merry-go-cells.
I'd call them merry-go-cells.
I know. I remember.
Did you ever like riding carousels?
There was one in New Mexico in a mall that was like an hour and a half away. No. I found, by the time we actually lived around them, I rode a couple, and then I found them exceedingly boring. So part of it is, when I lived in, New Mexico, there were, like, no real amusement parks. There was a mall in Santa Fe, but that was kind of the extent of it. Oh, can't grab that. Okay, but otherwise, you know, merry-go-rounds, so on and so forth, just wasn't really a thing. However, there was one at Camp Snoopy.
Oh yeah, you were talking about Camp Snoopy.
But you had to pay money to get onto the merry-go-round.
Oh.
Just like everything else, because it was kind of one of those... It wasn't like pay entry, it was like, you know, cost like, you know, maybe $1 to ride each ride. And so we would get, you know, X number of tickets. Why would you ride a merry-go-round when you can ride, like, kind of the swingy ride, you know, the one that spins around, you're like in the
yo-yo?
No. Remember that
you sit in a swing and it spins around and you sort of like get centrifugal force.
I don't really think
outwards.
of that as a yo-yo.
Well, that's what ours at Seabreeze was called. It was called the yo-yo.
But so we had one of those, and that was always really pleasant because we would generally go in the middle of the summer, and like it was just such a pleasant like ride. Yeah.
Didn't we go to the tallest one in the world that was at your Six Flags?
Yeah, that honestly is not... I'm not great with heights, so I didn't really appreciate that
as much. It was so gorgeous, though.
It was very pretty.
We got to see all the countryside for miles, and it was just trees. Granted, that was the tallest I'd ever been suspended above nothing.
Yeah, I was
we were in swings.
Yeah, I was distinctly not great. I'm not very good about heights, because I get really bad vertigo. So, you know what intrusive thoughts are, right?
Yes.
So, I get really bad intrusive thoughts.
Did you get intrusive thoughts about falling?
Falling, leaning over the side, falling off, jumping off, and like...
It's one of those things, well, it's always one of those what-if things.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they always seem like worst-case scenario things, or the, what if I do this? Like, it's not necessarily being suicidal or something. It's just you're referring to them as just the weird intrusive thoughts, right?
Yeah, and because like I'm not suicidal in the slightest, but it just
actually a lot of those swings have locking mechanisms.
Yeah.
When the ride begins, just to ensure that people aren't gonna squirm their way out.
As wise as you are powerful. An excellent choice. An excellent choice.
Whoa. One of your fans said they flew off a water slide once. That's happened at a number of parks.
Yeah, the water park near us was the one that decapitated the kid 2 years ago.
Well, we've never been to this particular
Yeah, we never went there.
Park.
We weren't terribly interested, but
Nah, we haven't been terribly interested about exploring most parts of Kansas City.
last time.
Yep, that it is. Oh, it even has a guard over its teeth.
So, that's the Stygian. Looks like they worked him over pretty good. Now, you just have to get in there and finish what they started.
Excuse me. First, I have to go through
Oh,
and mow down as many demons as I humanly can. Because souls!
yep.
So many souls.
Our unfortunate souls.
Oh,
Oh,
is that it?
suppose you culled enough of them. What happens? Oh, ooh. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh,
Wilhelm scream.
There it is again.
Oh, hey, one of the people recognizes the city I'm from.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to college there. Well, I went to college there.
Yeah,
She
you
lived
went to
there.
college there. I grew up there and stayed there for the
Right,
first
Horseman.
25 years of my
Do
life.
what you were born to do.
But yeah, I love Seabreeze. Mostly for the water park, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, the amusement park made us kind of ill.
Well, I find that I have a lower tolerance for roller coasters the older we get.
Yep.
You know, like, didn't we go on the Batman at your Six Flags, and we both felt ill afterwards, and you always had fond memories of it? You're in concentration mode.
Sort of. I don't...
You don't know how you're supposed to fight it.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
it's got a
wow.
big metal mask on its face. Meaning I can't shoot it in the vulnerable bits.
So you need to get the mask off.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure that one out.
I think you're supposed to get on top of its head and pull whatever that rod or hook is. See the axe? Maybe?
So I
It seems to be pointing at the axe. Is there a way to jump on it?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to get... maybe you need to get on one of its pikes. Oh, watch out. It charged
I
you.
was hoping I could... Because, yeah, you're right about that.
Ouch.
Because I can do that, but that doesn't really work for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it's not hit face with sword. You get run over that way. No, I gotta get up here.
Oh, people are asking about the Viking ships that move back and forth. I've never been on one that does a full circle, but I can't imagine that. Do they have ways to strap people in? Because unless it was going fast enough, that would just spell disaster for people.
Yeah, so what I'm supposed to do is get up on top of this thing's back. But you don't run along the end, because yeah, there's a hammer up there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think you're supposed to jump on it. But definitely stay out of its way when it's doing its charges.
Yeah, because there's a lever mechanism
Oh,
up there.
actually, can you make it bump its head into that? That'd be good. Oh.
Nope. Yeah, I know I can use horse dash, but what am I... Oh.
Do you have to dash into it headlong like you did with the other worm, or what's going on? Oh.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, I love the water park side of Seabreeze. We always liked going down the water slides. Actually, I remember when I first got my driver's license and could drive my car. This was in college. I took Wander when he was staying the summer working an internship. And I took him to Seabreeze.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to go along the side.
Yeah.
It just, see that big axe there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that it's been targeted
But no,
the
I'm
whole
supposed
time.
to just hang out along the side of this thing and beat the face mask off.
Yep. Do you know what's interesting? I don't know if there's ever been a jingle for Seabreeze, but the only jingle that I can remember for an amusement park is Marineland. That commercial was on television all the time in the 90s. Slipping, sliding all the time. Flying to the sky.
Come on.
Everyone loves Marineland.
There we go.
And that was the song for Marineland. It almost seemed like a SeaWorld mixed with an amusement park, but I never went to it because I think Marineland was in Canada.
Yeah. We got a lot for Busch Gardens when I was in Massachusetts.
Busch Gardens, I remember that name.
I still don't, I have no idea where Busch Gardens is. Okay, so you're just gonna do that. Alright. Oh. Oh.
I'm trying to think of the really old... Whoa! Babies! Baby worms!
Baby worms that I'm having trouble avoiding. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we just have to fight a wave of this. This is an interesting boss fight. This is why I don't remember it that much. Because it doesn't match the rest of the
Whoa.
gameplay at all.
They're getting some air!
I'm assuming I'm just supposed to shoot these things. I don't think I'm supposed to hit them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Whoa, that was a close one. How long is it going to take for you to shoot
I don't
them
know.
into oblivion? Can you use your blade, like the throwing blade on them?
No. Well, also the gun does more damage.
Whoa. There's Mama.
Very temporarily. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to drive off the babies. I don't know if you can kill them. Yeah, so all we have to do is this.
Ah.
Yeah, it's mostly just the, like, once you get the face off, then it's just, like, don't get hit. I mean, I guess that's true of, like, everything, but still. This is definitely one of those boss fights where I would love to have, like,
Whoop. It breached.
Yeah. I don't really know what you're supposed to do when it breaches. But this is one of those where I'd love a boss health bar. In general, I love having a boss health bar when I'm fighting bosses.
Oh, what's the Legend of Zelda worm boss? People are asking.
It wasn't a boss.
It was Twin Rova. Those were two sandworms in Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Or are we talking the, Or
Was
are we
it?
just talking the like, big sandwormy things in, Breath of the Wild? Because I just scummed those to death. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that one.
Or was it not maybe Twin Rova was
No,
the witches?
Yeah, Twin Rova are the witches.
Ah, I thought that. Nah, I got that wrong. Twin Rova are the witches. So what are the other twins? Because it was definitely two worms.
Is that it? Already?
Majora's Mask, worm, boss. Let me look. Twin mold. So they
Moldorms, yeah.
twin mold. Okay, that's what got.
Moldorm, Twin Mold, and Molduga. Yeah, Moldugas were in Breath of the Wild.
Wait, so there were three of them? What?
Different varieties. Hey, this is such a waste of a boss fight.
I did remember that twin was part of their name. I just got it wrong. twin mold and twin Rova. Ah.
Put on.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but get the Stygian's heart back to Samael. Still, all these hearts, the power he'll get from them. I hope you know what you're doing.